You will not believe this. Meghan Markle's shocking lies over the weekend revealed, and a major snub from a Hollywood celebrity. I've got the inside story. But first, it is the understanding of the Mark Dolan show that Prince Harry is planning a shameless return to the UK in 2026 with a plan to, and I quote, sow the seeds for a semi-permanent return to his country of birth. You heard me right. A semi-permanent return to the United Kingdom. Now, this master plan is a massive admission of defeat by Prince Harry and represents a shock reversal of Megxit when the Sussexes relinquished their HRH titles, his and her Royal Highness, and moved to North America. It hasn't worked out. Harry's miserable, and Harry wants to come back to England. Now, his conniving plan to ingratiate himself back into royal circles includes efforts by the Duke to look at options for accommodation in England. That's right, folks. The guy's looking at houses in England. This is not a drill. Now, this move is expected to infuriate his brother, Prince William, and his sister-in-law, Princess Catherine, with William expected to block and even reverse any such move when he becomes king. Because be very clear, William is not interested in any kind of relationship with Harry. William's out. It is over. And the problem that Harry's got is that William will be king. Unfortunately, I say it with a heavy heart, but sooner rather than later. Now, it's our understanding that Harry has spotted a weakness from King Charles, who, of course, against the wishes of many senior royals, especially William, granted Harry a Clarence House summit in September of this year. Now, what that's done is it's fed the monster of Prince Harry's ego, and it's fed his expectation that there is a way back to frontline royal life for Harry. Why? Because Harry wants to have his cake and eat it. He wants the freedom, the independence, the so-called privacy, and gallivanting around the world doing his ridiculous things. And yet he still wants the royal lineage. He wants the status, and he wants to be in England because that is his spiritual home. So what Harry's trying to do, based upon the insider information that we've got, what he's trying to do, if you break it down, is he's trying to cement his improved relationship with King Charles and capitalize on the defrosting of relations. And that's why the Clarence House Summit was such a bad idea, because it's encouraged Harry to pursue this route back to the UK. And the one person that isn't having it is his brother, William. So this is his plan. This is his game. And he's thinking long term. He sees his future not in the United States. He sees his future in the United Kingdom. And there's one very big reason why, and it's one word. And that word is divorce. It is divorce. divorce became public today. That's what it is. Harry knows that a divorce is coming. He knows the marriage it's a loveless marriage. It isn't a marriage at all. It's a hostage situation. It is transactional. So Harry knows it's over, and he's looking for a permanent move back to the United Kingdom. Now, most shockingly, and I couldn't believe this, we've been told by well-connected royal insiders that deluded Harry even thinks that Meghan and the kids will be able to return for regular visits, possibly, and I quote, for several weeks at a time. Our source said, who knows, eventually they could spend Christmas or Easter holidays together with King Charles. Harry is desperate for his father to have a relationship with the kids and wants to rehabilitate Meghan Markle in the minds of the British public. I beg your pardon? Are you out of your tiny mind? Do you honestly think there's any hope of the British people establishing a bond with Meghan Markle, forgiving her for the treachery, the fact that she turned Harry against his family, against the monarchy, and against the British people? Good luck with that. It ain't gonna happen. Meghan Markle is detested here. She is loathed in the United Kingdom. Let me tell you that it was Jeremy Clarkson, who's firmly in Team Wales rather than Team Sussex, the wonderful Top Gear and Grand Tour presenter, and Clarkson's farm, of course, one of my absolute broadcasting heroes, Jeremy Clarkson. Hello, Jeremy Clarkson here. And the thing about Jeremy Clarkson is he doesn't like Meghan Markle. And in fact, he said that I detest Meghan Markle on a cellular level. That's what he said. He said, I detest Meghan Markle on a cellular level, which is great language. The guy is a lyricist. Jeremy Clarkson is a poet. And he put it absolutely right. Well, the British people, I hate to tell you, the British people detest Meghan Markle and they hate her on a cellular level because of her character and her personality and her behavior and her actions. She's a pathological person. She's highly destructive. Ask Piers Morgan, whose career she tried to destroy by writing to ITV, which is the network that used to employ Piers Morgan on a massive, massive breakfast show, big morning show here in the UK called Good Morning Britain. She got him fired. I mean, Piers Morgan is a powerful man, a former newspaper editor, a former anchor on CNN, an incredibly best-selling author and columnist. Piers Morgan is an accomplished man and a good friend of mine. And Piers Morgan managed to get fired by ITV as a result of Meghan Markle because he went on TV and he said, sorry, I don't believe a word that Meghan Markle says. This was after the Oprah interview, which turned out to be a pack of lies, including nasty and untrue allegations about unnamed member of the royal family being RACISTS. Okay, and then the other issue that was raised in that was the pretend idea that they got married the day before their wedding. A complete lie, disproved by the Archbishop of Canterbury, the man who married them. So good luck with that. Anyway, so she got Piers Morgan, but Meghan is pathological. Ask her ex-husband, Trevor Engelson, who ceased to be of use once she got that role in Suits. Ask Thomas Markle, who's been cancelled by his daughter, even though he spent $500,000 on her education and devoted his entire life to being her father and for her to be the little princess. And what does he get in return? Just ignored and living in penury now. The guy lives in the Philippines. He's in the Philippines. This is actually true. And he's in a high-rise apartment overlooking a 7-lane highway. I honestly can't get any sleep because that highway is so loud. There's no air conditioning. There's no, what do the Americans call it? No aircon in the apartment. And so I'm sweating my knickers off every night. I really am. And the only time I see Meghan now is watching reruns of Suits that she's not that good in because she's not really an actress. So the poor guy. So anyway, the bottom line is that Harry knows deep down, and he's a very, very unintelligent man. Harry is as thick as two short planks. He's not a clever man. He struggled at school because he's thick. He's a dum-dum. He's a bozo. I'm so sorry. I'm only going to drop truth bombs on this show. Harry's not a bright man. And of course he thinks he is. That all that happened is that he won the womb lottery. He was conceived in an aristocratic uterus and the rest is history. That's all it was. It was a DNA crapshoot that he won. It was a biological lottery of which he was the victor. But the guy's done nothing. So it's very, very clear that even Harry, who's not that bright, is aware that he needs to make plans for the future. He knows that his father is ill, which is just awful. And he knows that he needs a plan post-divorce because when they divorce, he can't stay in America. He can't be rattling around California. What will he do? He's got no job. The charity stuff's all fallen apart. He'll have no raison d'etre. He'll have to come back to England. He really will. And if they divorce, I think, and this is controversial, but let me know in the comments, and this could be where we disagree again because the Mark Dolan show is a broad church of opinion. But here's what I think. I've always said that if Harry apologised properly, promised to stop doing books and interviews and TV shows, and divorce Meghan Markle, there's a way back. What I don't think there is a way back is with Harry and Meghan remaining husband and wife and any kind of forgiveness. It ain't going to happen. Forget about it. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. I am what I am. It ain't going to happen. It is not. Forget about it. Seriously. So, but if you were to divorce Megs, then let's talk. Then we can do business. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. If Harry and Meghan divorce and Harry apologizes and promises not to write any more books, do you think there is a way back for him in the United Kingdom in one capacity or another? Because I think there is. Because I think he could do an interview, ideally with me, is what he needs to do. He needs to appear on the Mark Dolan show. As you know, we're very fussy about guests. I don't throw loads of guests on the show because the way I see this show is I see this show as an emergency daily summit between you and I. That's what I see this. I think the guest on this show is you. And I think that we talk every day and it's no nonsense. And we all, don't we, together collectively have an intolerance for BS. We say it like it is. And that's how I see the show. This is a conversation between you and I, an essential conversation daily. And I don't think there's space for people, talking heads, just to waffle on. But, of course I include video interviews and videos from clips from my talk TV show regularly. And I think I'll keep doing that. But I obviously would interview Prince Harry. And it will be the best interviews ever done because I know the guy inside out. I know him better than he knows himself. I would try to have a beer with Harry beforehand so that we can loosen the wheels a bit and get the old... You know what they say about alcohol? In vino veritas, right? In wine, the truth. But have you heard of another expression which I've just invented, which is called in Budweiser veritas? And what that means is when you have a Budweiser, which is the king of beers, we know that because it says king of beers on every bottle and on every can, you're going to get the double truth. So I would, and I would get the apology out of him, and he could say, look, Mark, I'm really, really sorry for everything. The book Spare was traitorous. The interview with Oprah Winfrey was essentially sinful. It was wicked, it was packed with lies, and it was wrong. And the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary in which my ex-wife, Meghan Markle, mocked Queen Elizabeth was shameful. And if you look at the expression on my face, you will know that I wanted to be anywhere except that place when she did it. I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me in because I was so horrified by the disgraceful mocking of one of the greatest figures in British history, my grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. So that's what he would do. I would get a full apology out of him and I would make him look so good. I would make him look so good because what I would do is I'd give him the public flogging that he needs. And that's necessary for public figures. If they've done something wrong, they need to be publicly lacerated and attacked and taken down to Chinatown. It just needs to be done. We need to do a number on Harry. And he needs to sit there. He needs to take it like a man. He needs to take the metaphorical public flogging. And when that happens, people will be like, he has contrition. And he's apologized and he won't do any more books and podcasts and he will serve his brother, the king. I'll work under him and I'll be a proud spare. Let me know. Have I gone too far? Have I gone too far in my suggestion that if they divorce and if Harry promises to serve his brother, that there's a way back? Let me know what you think about that in the comments. So this move, which is so fascinating, that he's looking in houses in England. Harry is going house shopping. He's on the internet going, well, that's quite a nice place in Cheltenham. It's got like a little swimming pool and a spa and a koi pond, just like our place in Montecito. I quite like it. It's got 57 bathrooms, which I need because I produce so much effluent on a daily basis. So it's massive. It's massive that he's thinking about accommodation. And it demonstrates his move to America has not worked. He's miserable. You could see that at the Kris Jenner party that I mentioned in yesterday's show. The Kris Jenner party, she's 70. Congratulations, she looks great. And she doesn't know who Harry is. He's so irrelevant these days. Anyhow, so they've been invited to this party. They go, and he can't disguise how unhappy he is. He's like, world's least happy millionaire. He's not a happy guy. And what's great is that he can't fake it. Meghan is the biggest fraud. She's so fake. My husband. Didn't you know I'm not Meghan Markle anymore? I'm Meghan Sussex. She's so good at faking it. Nothing's real with Meghan. I don't think Meghan knows who Meghan is. She's not a human being at all. She's an avatar. She's a hologram. She's the creepy Hollywood bleach-toothed manifestation of ChatGPT software gone horribly wrong. She's a computer program. Meghan is just a few megabits of software in a brown wig. It's over. It's not happening. Meghan is just, I don't know what she is. She's a phenomenon. She's a ghost. She's a cloud of dust is what Meghan is. She's a portal of lost atoms. She's not a person. Now listen, by the way, let me say just this. let me let me say just this, which is I'm not seeking to dehumanize Meghan Markle, okay? Because I'm speaking in very grand, caricatured language. I'm speaking figuratively and imaginatively. What she is a human being, of course she's a human being. I just think that she's not real, that she doesn't have a sort of sincere, authentic personality as well. She is a human being, but she's a sort of shadowy, ghosty human being. It just isn't real. And I don't, in sympathy to her, I'm not sure she knows who Meghan is either, which is why she spends so much time on the internet, putting pictures of herself and videos on Instagram. It's why she decided to be an actress so she could be someone else that did have a personality. Then she played at being a princess, which she didn't like because she found it boring opening hospital wings. But she's a mystery wrapped in a riddle, that young woman. And she is a human being, but a very shallow, manipulative, scheming, controlling, narcissistic human being. And so what's interesting is that she can pretend that everything's great. And she's not bad at that. Funnily enough, I think she's not a great actress on TV and in movies, but she's quite a good actress in life. She's quite good at playing the Meghan Markle character. I think that's a character that she's got the hang of. Didn't you know I'm not Meghan Markle anymore? You're so tall. Have you had coffee today? So she can fake it, but Harry can't. And that's what's useful about Harry. Because if Meghan was married to Brad Pitt or something, may God forbid, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But if she was married to Brad Pitt, well, he's an actor too, so he can pretend. But all of these showbiz types are very good at pretending. Harry's not, and that's very useful to you and I, because it means that we can observe what's going on. Harry can't hide how he feels. He's not able. I don't think he's got again, I don't wish to be unkind, I don't think he's got the intellectual chops to act. Because if you act, it requires a certain imagination, doesn't it? And certainly a degree of intellectual craft and skill to manifest to somebody else. That's what is required from acting. Harry hasn't got that. So it's useful because the guy's like an open book, and we can just see, we saw that photo at the party, so miserable. At the Dodgers game, miserable, can't even fake a smile. And watching a sports game at home, was it the Blue Jays versus the Dodgers? He watched it in the home cinema. Again, he was like this. And she comes over and gives him a kiss because her team has won, and he can barely crack a smile. The body language is absolutely horrific. So why is Harry plotting this brazen, tin-eared, emotionally blind-spotted move? Well, the answer is because he needs money. That's a big thing, you know. Harry needs to reignite his relationship with his father because he needs cash, because there's no income now. Harry hasn't got a job, and Meghan makes the money, and she's going to hoard that money. She's going to control it, and when they divorce, she's going to take him down. She's going to take him down to Chinatown using Californian lawyers. So he needs money from his father. He misses being a royal. He misses England. He's bored in America. We've talked about that. And he knows that the marriage is over. And he loved being in the UK in September. I actually saw him smile genuinely for the first time in about 3 years. And it's my understanding that he had a couple of drinks with some old friends whilst he was in the UK. And of course, he escaped Meghan's control. He was not under her spell. He's back in England. He's over California. He's over it. It's over. It's over. It is. He's over California. He's very happy to see rain again and seasons. He's happy to see people with wrinkles. And he's quite happy to see grumpy people. There's no one grumpy in California. Everyone's like, how are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? And in England, it's like, oh, you all right? Oh, mustn't grumble. Oh, I'll shrug my shoulders, innit? You all right? Yeah, okay. Have a cup of tea, innit? I'll have a full English breakfast, probably give me a coronary heart disease, but mustn't grumble, eh? Oh, it's raining and the inflation's high and we're being led by a bunch of clowns in the English Parliament, but, I mustn't grumble. It's not all bad, Meanwhile, in California, everyone is tanned, fit, healthy, and happy. Harry's over that. He misses unhealthy, exhausted, wrinkly people with bad teeth. Welcome to England. I got in trouble last time I made a joke about the Brits having bad teeth. I got in trouble with a couple of you, my fellow Brits, who said we have excellent teeth. What do you think of mine? I love my teeth. I was going to tell you something. There are 4 people you can't lie to in your life. You can't lie to your wife, because that's wrong and it's the road to ruin. You can't lie to your mother, because she'll know. Mothers cannot be lied to. They have the 6th sense. They are all seeing. You can't lie to your mother. You can't lie to your wife. You can't lie to your accountant, because that'll bring with it problems in years to come. Your accountant's got the spreadsheet. Your accountant's got the numbers. They know. And the other person you can't lie to is your dental hygienist. And I've just been to the dental hygienist. What do you think? Do you want to have a proper look at the teeth? I'll quickly show you. What do you think? I'm quite pleased with the teeth. I enjoy a trip to the dental hygienist. So sort of they chip away at your teeth, don't they? Like I don't know, they're sort of carving out something from stone. And I've got these. There isn't time for this. I've got so much to get through, but I just want to tell you, I've got these really nice devices which you put in your teeth, and they're very good actually. They don't sponsor the show, but let's give them a plug anyway. The humble company, Floss Picks. Excellent little device. Get those on the internet. I'm going to tell you an amazing story about Meghan's lies in just a second. But I enjoy having the dental hygienist. And what I like is, I like how clean my teeth feel afterwards. And you can kind of lick your teeth with your tongue, and they just feel shiny and clean, don't they? Anyway, it's great. Did you know that if you floss, if your gums bleed when you floss, that's not because you've chopped up your gums. It's because you have gum disease. That's right. Bleeding gums is a symptom of gum disease, which is cured by regular toothbrushing and flossing. So even though you bleed when you floss because of gum disease, if you keep flossing, at a certain point after a few days, you will stop bleeding. It's very interesting, isn't it? It's counterintuitive, because you think you've kind of broken the gum. You think you've cut it open with the flossing. You haven't. Anyway, with Dr. Dolan. I should do some special videos, shouldn't I, on oral health. Come and visit Dr. Dolan. I'll put a white jacket on. I'm not qualified, but I'll do my best. Right. So, you can't lie. You can't lie to you. There's a reason why I talked about these lies. And it's just that, Harry is, he's an open book, and it's very clear what's going on. Now, the issue is that Meghan is not going to be rehabilitated in the minds of the British people, and she won't want to come to the UK. Right? Harry might want to bring her, but she knows she'll get booed. It'll be humiliating. She won't do that. She doesn't need England anymore. She has cemented her place in America now with the Netflix deal, which is her deal. I mean, it's just a first look thing. It's not significant. But anything that gets commissioned by Netflix will be a Meghan project. And then, of course, don't forget, we've got the acting as well, which is very, very interesting. And a Hollywood source has been speaking to Radar Online, saying that Meghan's comeback isn't just about acting, it's about freedom. She's been itching to return to the industry, and this project feels like her stepping out from Harry's shadow. Well, we know that, and that's why we did a special video on it just a few days ago, demonstrating that her return to acting is her flexing her muscles, her independence. She wants out. The couple are just going to be together for a matter of time. So there we are. Now that's that. Let me bring you up to speed on everything else. It's quite shocking. The move into acting, by the way, this is Meghan's competitive nature. She competes with everyone, right? There is no such thing as a friend of Meghan Markle. She competes with everyone. And now she's in competition with her own husband. She's in competition. She is destroying Harry by having a bigger income, better career, She's got her Instagram. She's a better mother. She writes a special email to the kids every day, which they'll see when they're 18. And it's not from mum and dad. It's just from mum because she wants to be a great mum. And she is competitively trying to destroy Prince Harry. And here's the thing, it's working, which is why I'm not surprised that our insiders have revealed that Harry is thinking about life in the UK in the medium to long term. He's also dreading another Christmas in California. He's dreading those woke friends of Meghan's coming round. He's dreading the lavender towels, the weird calligraphy with everything labelled by Meghan. He's dreading the fact that she'll buy bog standard supermarket food products and then she'll just put them into a different bag and call that cookery. And he's dreading the flower sprinkles. No, the flower sprinkles, you're welcome. Now, we got to get to the poppy. That was a big feature of yesterday's show. And sources close to the Duchess have insisted to the Daily Mail newspaper that Meghan Markle did not wear a poppy like the one I'm wearing today, which is there to remember our amazing veterans in 2 world wars. She didn't wear a poppy to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday celebrations for a simple practical reason. The Remembrance symbol is difficult to obtain in the United States. That was her excuse. I couldn't get hold of any. Macy's didn't have any. And Sears, are Sears still going? Bloomingdale's didn't have any. I went to 3 branches of Bloomingdale's. They didn't have any. I went to some other places, Target. I went to Target, and Target didn't have any. I went to 3 branches of Target, and I bought some other things, such as I bought some clothing made from polyester, and I purchased stationery and Diet Coke. Target sells a bit of it. I bought a GPS and a fishing rod from Target, but they didn't have any of those lovely poppies that I'm so fond of. Now, this is a lie. It's a flat lie. That is a lie. She did not have any trouble getting hold of a poppy. First of all, she's a rich woman. She's a woman of means. She can get one couriered. Someone in America has a poppy. She can get it couriered over in a matter of hours. There is Amazon. There's a really, really good website called Amazon. Are you familiar with it? You order things and then they come like 3 days later or 2 days later or on the day, whatever. It's amazingly quick. Amazon Prime is often same day. So we have the internet. The other point is that she could have worn something that represented the poppy. She could have worn red with a little black and be like, aha, it's a nod to the poppy. That is a lie. That is propaganda. She is claiming that she didn't wear a poppy because she couldn't find one. I'm not having that. She didn't want to sport her outfit. She also didn't want to pay respect to the United Kingdom, which is a country that she now detests, and that's why she won't want to go back because she'll get booed. And it's a snub to the king and the royal family. It's, like I said yesterday, it's an FU. And aesthetically, she's like, it looks better without it, I have to say, Harry. And it's so shocking, given that she's one of the faces of Invictus. It's so shocking that her husband, who served in the military, cannot have, the wife actually acknowledging his contribution. So it's amazing. But what's significant, the fact that she has deployed her rather aggressive and ruthless public relations machine on this story means that she's stung by this. She's stung by the criticism. She doesn't like the fact that shows like the Mark Dolan show are calling out her horrible double standards as someone that pretends to care about military veterans and is one of the faces of Invictus and doesn't wear a poppy on Remembrance weekend, whilst her husband does. So it's a horrible, horrible lie. And here's the other thing. She would have known about Remembrance Sunday for weeks on end. I've got no doubt that her husband will have reminded her, don't forget, we've got Remembrance Sunday coming up. You'll need a poppy, Meghan. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to make one myself using flower sprinkles and lavender towels, which go in the refrigerator. So Harry had his poppy. She didn't. It was an appalling insult. And her answer is horrible, horrible lies. Now, what's also very amusing is that the fabulous Kris Jenner, who celebrated her 70th birthday, she was on Instagram after her very lavish party at Jeff Bezos' $165 million mansion, how the other half live. Keep it real, folks. And Chris took to Instagram to showcase a carousel of images from the glamorous celebration. She captioned the post, "Magical night celebrating my 70th birthday with beautiful family and friends," and uploaded 20 photos capturing the star-studded soiree. 20 photos, including lots of famous, accomplished people like Bill Gates, like Mark Zuckerberg and his lovely wife, like Adele, who, my goodness, can that woman carry a tune, Snoop Dogg, and many others. No Meghan! Meghan cancelled by Kris Jenner. Now that tells you everything. It tells you that Hollywood have got total contempt for the Sussexes. Harry and Meghan ignored by Kris Jenner on her birthday, on her 70th, with no photographs. And we know that Meghan would love to be on that photo reel because she endlessly puts photographs of herself on her Instagram, as well as the kids, Archie and Lily. It's a terrible snub, and it is a beautiful moment of justice, and it makes me so, so happy. And I'm happy to be so feeling. Can I just say before we go, Richard Eden, what a hero. The diary editor of the Mail backs up the Mark Dolan's story about Harry seeking a return to the UK, because he, who is a rock star himself, he's a diary editor of the Daily Mail, he exposed the so-called establishment plan to bring Harry back, a behind-the-scenes effort involving senior courtiers and well-placed political figures to engineer the return of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. And I totally agree with Richard Eden's analysis of Harry's letter, his little essay about the war veterans. Do you remember when he wrote, I love the bond, the banter, the bravery, what it means to be British. It's a very boring thing that was obviously written by ChatGPT rather than Harry, because Harry doesn't write things. He didn't write spare. Harry doesn't do sentences. He may have sketched out a few ideas with a crayon. That's about it. Anyway, old Richard Eden, being a great journalist, spotted the key line. And that's what we do on this show. We analyze things and we find clues. And the line from this essay that's devastating is the giveaway, as Eden points out. And Harry says, though currently I may live in the United States. Now, that word currently is doing all the heavy lifting there. Currently. What that means is, for the moment, it means for now, it means that Harry wants to come home. He has hatched a plan, and there is one person that's not having it and will not tolerate a creepy little sleazy, slimy return to frontline royal life, and that is William, who is such a rock star and is truly one of my heroes. Guys, it's been so great to talk. I love our conversations. Cannot wait for the show tomorrow. I'm sitting on some very big stories for you. Love your work. Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comments. The comments aren't part of the show. The comments are the show. They inform me. Remember, 3 things happen that begin with L when I read your comments. I listen, I laugh, and I learn. I listen because I want to hear what you think. This is interactive. It's a conversation, not a lecture. I laugh because you're hilarious and politically incorrect and you don't care and you won't be cancelled and you say what you think, which is just so refreshing. And I learn because you're so wise and so knowledgeable. So keep those comments coming. Well, that was a lot of kuh, wasn't it? Keep those comments coming. And please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Half of you aren't subscribed, so you need to, because when you're subscribed, you're in the boardroom. And you have a seat at the table and you've got voting rights. So do that. And you need to hit the notification emergency bell, because I'm always doing, these days, a lot of emergency videos because there's so much news. It comes through thick and fast. So churn them out, thick and fast. We'll step at your backs. Get your wives to sing it with me, just like in the clubs. When I work the good old clubs in Stepney. If you knock a line or two together for a friend, sentimental tear-inducing with a happy end. But we need a tune to open our season at South End. Can you help us?